it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. I'm going to be testing out the new Glamlite Chocolate Factory Foodie Box. Now, if you're not familiar with who Glamlite is, they are an independent Black-owned beauty brand, and they have some amazing products. My ice cream dream palette, my 2 paint palettes. I have several different things from them, and I have loved all of the products that I have tried. So I ordered this. It retails for $45. I did use Angelica Nyquist code, which I think is Angelica or Angelica, to save 10% on it. And so even with shipping, it was under 50 bucks. So when you open her up, the inside of the box looks like this. Now I've kind of pulled some of this stuff out. So you do get the chocolate donut eyeshadow palette. You get the Choco Lash, which I'm gonna give those to Nadia because I don't wear that size lashes. Those would be up to my eyebrows. Then this is the Donut Lash. So again, those are some massive eyelashes. I'm gonna give them to Nadia. And then last but not least is another set of lashes, which these aren't too bad, but I'm still gonna give them to Nadia because I have a favorite set and I just cannot seem to put any other kind of lash on. Then there was the S'mores face palette. So I took that out of the box, and the packaging on this is so cute. Look at this. Doesn't that remind you of an ice cream sandwich? And so there is a bronzer and 2 highlighters. So that is the bronzer. And then the 2 highlights. So I think all 3 shades are going to work on me. And I know some people don't like the food theme. I don't mind if it's like dessert theme, but I'm not gonna buy a pizza palette or a taco palette. I don't know, that's just not what I'm into. And then there is a S'mores, what is this one? Because one I think is a lip gloss and the other one is a liquid lipstick. This, I think, is the lip gloss, is the S'mores, which looks like this, and it smells like chocolate. So that is the color of the S'mores. And then we have the hot chocolate lips, and I think this is a liquid lipstick. I could be wrong though. Gotta get it out of the box. And this is the hot chocolate lips, which I love a good brown nude lip. I mean, that is such a flattering thing. And then that is another gloss. And they both smell like chocolate. So those are the 2 colors. Super duper pretty. And then last but not least, we'll open up the chocolate donut palette. So this is Glamlite's first neutral palette. And as of right now, I think the palette's only available in the Foodie box, but I'm sure that eventually they will do it other ways. So this is what the actual palette looks like. I was showing my mother-in-law and she was like, man, they spend some money on some packaging. They do. And then this is what the inside looked like. And she thought this was gorgeous because she is a neutral. Love her. Love her. So we're gonna start off by swatching. And it looks like there are 4 mattes, 5 shimmers, and a highlighter. So we're gonna start with the highlight, which is chocolate glazed. I love that color. Look at that. So, sweet filling, marble, white chocolate, and sweet tooth. So we've got sweet filling, marble, white chocolate, and sweet tooth. Their shimmer formula is out of this world, and they do lots of sales. So, I mean, if you see a palette, especially if you're looking at shimmers, I just love their shimmer formula. Okay, so then we've got double chocolate, eclair, Boston cream, Chocolicious. So double chocolate, eclair, Boston cream, Chocolicious. And one thing I do like about this so far is there is a lot of depth to it. So I think that it will work on a lot of different skin tones. And then last but not least is the shade Chocolate Sprinkles. Oh, that's pretty. I love that color. Okay, so today is going to be a neutral look. And that's okay because I don't mind. You know, I know I'm known to do lots of colorful looks and I love doing colorful looks. But, you know, sometimes we all want to do something a little bit more simple. I don't have my e.l.f. eye tapes over here. So today that's going to be a no. Make sure my eyeshadow primer's tapped out. I did use the Gerard Clean Canvas eye base in the shade medium today. So I'm starting off with the shade Sweet Filling. So as you can see, that has a lot of pigmentation to it. Very pretty color. So this is definitely more of a warm tone brown. I mean, this is not like cool tones at all, just so you know. These are all very warm. Like this shade is definitely more orangey leaning. So to me, this kind of color is like almost like a Texas orange, but a little bit lighter. Okay, so I'm just going and taking and blending this in with the BK Beauty 201. So pretty. See how easily that blended out? And when I do these videos, I may edit out like when I go and like I'll stop recording when I go put on like the rest of my face and stuff. But typically I don't edit out any of the blending because I think that's important to see how hard I have to work for it and to see if it's something that even interests you. So I'm going to take, this is the BK Beauty 203 or 202 brush, and we're going to go into the shade Chocolicious. And we're going to focus that really on that outer corner. And see how I'm tucking that in to where my eye socket is? But one thing I tell Nadia, and I'll tell you this too, don't pull on your eyes. You want to cause wrinkles? Pull on your eyes and you'll have wrinkles. So we try not to. Anybody else? Okay, so I don't know if y'all have CBS All Access like I do. So, because my husband loves Star Trek and I like the older versions of it. So you have to have CBS All Access to get that. And we don't have cable at our house anyway. So, and plus I like the new Jordan Peele's version of the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone was always one of my favorites. And if you've never ridden at the Twilight Tower of Terror at Disney World, I don't like that they changed it at Disneyland to the Guardians of the Galaxy. I get that the Guardians of the Galaxy is a more popular IP, but I prefer Tower of Terror. So anyways, we have CBS All Access. That's a point I was trying to make behind it. So they're doing a new mini-series version of Stephen King's The Stand. The Stand. Make sure I may say that where you can understand. I'm just sitting here blending and blending and blending. Okay, I'm gonna grab my 201 again and just go over the edges. But yeah, we watched the first episode of it last night. Alexander Skarsgård, who played Eric Northman on True Blood, is Randall Flagg. Now, if you haven't ever seen the original or read the book, which I highly recommend both, I am super excited. Now, the next episode doesn't come on until Christmas Eve, so I've got to wait a week, but it was so good. And let me tell you something. And I may be one of the few weirdos because the original Stand was a mini series and it's 6 hours and like some change long. I'm going into the shade Double Chocolate, which is the deepest shade. And I'm just adding, you see how that just added that little bit of depth right out there on the outside. Same brush, but yeah. The original had like Gary Sinise, Molly Ringwald, and I loved the original. I have watched that thing at least 10 times in my life, and it is 6 hours long. This one I think is going to be longer because there's 9 one-hour episodes. I think that they're all an hour. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with it because, as I said, I love Alexander Skarsgård. James Marsden is in it as well. He's playing Stu Redmond, which was originally played by Gary Sinise. And one of my friends here on YouTube, Kelly Rettenberger, she has the channel Keep Beauty Real. She looks like the girl who played Nadine Cross in the original, which is Laura St. DeGarmo, I think is how you say it. Something along those lines. But yeah, I think she looks a lot like her. And when I first saw her, I was like trying to figure out where I saw it from, and then there was an ad for the new version of The Stand, and I saw that and I was like, oh, that's where I know that. Not that she's in the new one, but from the old one. That looks gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, okay, so you notice I did not use my eye tapes today. You're like, well, how are you gonna get your sharp line? Well, if you take a makeup wipe or a cotton round dipped in micellar water, you can still get the same look. So, look how pretty that is. I love that. Okay, I want to bring that blending up just a little bit. I feel like my eyebrow bone up there looks a little bare. That looks better. Sometimes you just got to kind of go back and forth and play with things. And eye shapes, that type of thing, you know, all that depends on who you are and what you like your makeup to look like. So, I think, I don't know what color I should put on the lids. I think I want to use chocolate sprinkles. I don't know if it'll work because it does look a little sheer, but we shall see. Okay, so I'm going to take my ColourPop E4 brush, yes, and I'm wiping it off because I left it covered in glue and glitter from the last time I used it. I try to wash my brushes at least once a week, sometimes more depending on the colorful looks and how much makeup I put on that week, but I do try to do them at least once a week. Now, I always use glitter glue. This is the Too Faced glitter glue with shimmer shades. I feel like they have better longevity on my eyes, and I just like the way that it looks. So we're gonna go into chocolate sprinkles. That picks up beautifully. Oh, that's a pretty color. And we're going to apply it all over our lid. That is really pretty. It definitely leans more orange, which is fine. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what they do with the stand, because as I said, True Blood is like probably my all-time favorite TV show. I love the book series too, but I love vampires in general. Like, I love a good vampire movie and a good vampire book. I do. But yeah, so True Blood was my favorite. I've never missed an episode. I watched them all live and actually have watched the show back a few times, which for me that says a lot, because I don't rewatch a lot of things. Most things don't keep my attention well enough. So I'm going to take my 202 back into the double chocolate shade just to re-intensify that outer corner. Because see, once I applied there we go. The shimmer shade, I kind of covered it up a little bit. Isn't that beautiful? I'm loving this. I guess it's because maybe I haven't done a really warm tone neutral look in a while. So I'm just taking my 201 and just going back and re-blending everything to make sure everything's nice and blended. But yeah, I mean, Alexander Skarsgård has not been in enough stuff, in my opinion, since True Blood. Now, he was amazing in Tarzan, but their whole family is like, I think they're all gorgeous. Like Bill Skarsgård's their father, and he's been in a lot of things. He played one of the dads in Mamma Mia. Then the younger brother, what's the one who played Pennywise? I cannot think of his name. Bill. Is it Bill? It's Bill Skarsgård. So what's the dad's name? It may be Bill too. I don't know, but there's a lot of them. And then one of them, Peter Skarsgård, played Loki in Vikings. So like they're all talented and beautiful, and I'm like, you know, absolutely stunning. But yeah, like I'm excited to see how that goes, because at the end of the first episode, there's a little bit of a glimpse to him. So if you haven't seen The Stand, don't watch, because I'll probably be talking about it more. Okay, so I just keep adding just a little bit more. These shadows just kind of blend themselves. You look how good that looks. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera, do the rest of my face, and then I'll come back and we'll do the bronzer and highlight and all that fun kind of stuff. Okie dokie. So I'm back and I have the rest of my face on, or at least most of it. So we're gonna test out the bronzer. So we've got the little S'mores palette right here. I'm gonna grab, this is my Real Techniques brush. I think this is supposed to be like a foundation brush, but I love using this as a bronzer brush, because I typically kind of just tap it in like that. That's pretty. It's got enough warmth. I like that. It's got enough warmth without being too warm. See how good that brush is about applying bronzer? I enjoy it. Okie dokie. That looks really pretty. Okay, so we're gonna use the Patrick Ta So LA blush. It's one of my favorites. I love a good neutral. See? Like how pretty that is. It's like my skin, but better. Okie dokie. So we got that on, because I figured it would be kind of funny to come on with blush but no bronzer or highlight. So I was like, no, we'll just go ahead and do it all at once. So I'm going to take and use the Graham Cracker highlight. It's a beautiful champagne. Oh, that's pretty. Champagne-y gold. Look how beautiful. You can definitely see the difference. We love a good highlight. Highlight is like one of my favorite things. Almost up there with eyeshadow. Okie dokie. Now we are glowing for the gods. I'm gonna take just a tiny little bit of that marshmallow shade and just apply just at the very high points of my cheeks. Now, one thing I am gonna do, because this is a very intense highlighter, I'm gonna grab, this is just a rougher powder brush. This is the number 25 brush. It is a big, big, big fluffy powder brush that I used with my Chantecaille Blur powder, and just kind of go over everything to make sure it is all blended in, which it is. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the lower lash line. So I'm gonna take, this is a Rephr number 13, and we're gonna go into that shade Dark Chocolate, or Double Chocolate, which is the deepest shade in the palette. And I did line my lower lash line with the ColourPop BFF Gel Cream eyeliner in Juniper, because I wanted to keep it in the warm brown family. Doesn't that look pretty? See what I mean by smoking out your lower lash line, what it adds to a look. And I'm not wearing lashes today I just didn't feel like putting them on. And then I've got like my big bun kind of thing. Oh, that looks pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna take, this is the Refer number 15. I'm gonna dip into that first shade I used, which is called Sweet Filling, and use that. Really, see how I'm making sure that's all blended out? See how that, okay, so this side has it, see how it has that fade, whereas this side doesn't? It helps. There we go. That looks so good. So good. Okay. Let's do lower lash line mascara, which I'm just using the Melt mascara, Beetlejuice mascara. It's the Ultra Black Super Natural mascara. I'm sure it won't always come, if they keep it, I'm sure it won't always come in the Beetlejuice packaging. But right now, you know, it's kind of funny because like my eye went blurry same time the camera did. Okay, let's do some setting spray. ColourPop Pretty Fresh. Okay, don't inhale setting spray. I'm gonna take the Refer number 03 brush and we're gonna go into the shade Chocolate Glazed as the inner corner highlight. And this brush, see how tiny that is? It is so darn precise. You can add, okay, you see how that highlight is now? It's there perfectly. So I think the new season of Sabrina the Teenage Witch is coming out on Netflix on New Year's Eve. I'm excited for that. So as you can see, I like the weird kind of shows. I love horror and that type of genre anyway. Or as Naughty would say when she was younger, she said genre. Always mess with her. It'll always be, ooh. Okay, let me grab my powder brush because see how I gave myself highlighter types? Okay, that didn't work out. Hold up. What do we do? What do we do? Grab the foundation. There we go. That fixed it. Okay, that's better. Sometimes you can go overboard with highlight. I'm gonna take that same brush. It says whatever's left over on the brush and just apply ever so slightly to the arch of my eyebrow. That really helps kind of give you a lift. And you can do it and trace it all the way out, but I typically just keep it on the very high point of the arches. Now we're going to use the Hot Chocolate Lippy. Yeah, I want to use the hot chocolate. I don't know if anybody else does that, but that's typically how I'd go through, and that's not the hot chocolate one. That's how I pick lippies a lot of times. Just hold them up to when I've got the rest of my look on to see what I want to use. So this is a gloss. And I haven't tried Glamlite's gloss formula yet. I have some of them from my Christmas box. Oh, it's sticky. Okay. So it's kind of sticky. It's not as smooth as like the Manny MUA gloss from Lunar Beauty. I want to mix some little, because that other color, once I put it on, it kind of lost a lot of the pigmentation, so I wanted something a little bit deeper. Now I gotta get it even. So it's got some good movability. It's a little bit stickier than the others. It feels denser, I guess is the best way to describe it. So like, Well, you can, I mean, it's thick. So where's the lunar one? Do I have a lunar one up here? Oh, yes I do. See, like, this is a lot smoother. Like this one wants to kind of tug and catch. This is a lot smoother. So their lip gloss formula is definitely not my favorite, but it's pretty. But again, I don't have to like everything from the collection. I like most of it. I mean, I think it does its job. It's a little sticky, not too bad, but I mean, it still looks pretty. The donut palette is adorable. I love the donut palette, and I do love the s'mores palette. I think it's so cute. Look how, isn't that adorable? And it's still that squishy kind of packaging. Now, I know a lot of people don't, and the eyelashes are not for me, sis, but I think they're cute. And I do like the lips. It's not my favorite formula, but I like the formula. I think it's okay. It feels like a lip gloss though, and this is the best way to describe it, is it does feel like a lip gloss that's going to stay because it does feel denser. But it still doesn't, it's not super stringy. Like Nadia tried, because I ordered the Color Pop Hello Kitty, the whole set. And she tried the lip sleeping mask from that, she did this with her lips, you know, it did that string, like tacky glue kind of look. So this is definitely not like that. So all in all, especially for $45, I think it's completely worth it. I mean, and the rest is up to you if you think it's worth it or not, because this eye look is gorgeous. And you saw it was super duper easy. I mean, I can't get over that. And the bronzer looks nice and natural. The highlight does not, which is, again, when I put on highlighter, I don't want it to look natural. And I just think the whole look is very flattering on my skin tone, which again, I'm pretty much a true medium. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, it will notify you when I post new videos, which for the month of December is every single day. But I guess that's it. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.